What's good, YouTube? You already know who it is. Your boy, Trey 57 Productions. Get with it or get left behind. And right now, all I want to say is that I took out both of these firearms to shoot at the range. And I'm going to tell y'all about both of them. What I like and what I didn't like. And yes, this video has been checked for safety for YouTube. So we have the Smith & Wesson M&P 40 cal, the new model. All right, this is the 40 cal, this is the new model. You see the sights on it. All right, see them sights? Nice. And you have the Glock 32, which is my baby. This is my EDC. All right, I always got this on me. Now this is the 357 SIG, which is a pocket rocket, and you have the 40 caliber. Okay, now most people would say I'm going to go with the 40. Well, I put my life with this Glock 32, this 357 SIG. I trust my life with this gun. It has a lot of knockdown power, and the feet per second that it travels is amazing. Of course, you can't see either one with the naked eye. Yes, the 40 cals, if you do the math, 0.40, then you have 0.357. Now you do know the hole is bigger on the 40 cal, not much. Not even as much on the 45. So if you had the 45 and you got the 40, I used to have a Glock 22, which was the full size model for the 40 cal. It was a Glock 22, it was a 40 cal. So it was full size. So I do like the 40 cal round. So the 40 millimeter round it has knockdown power. It can get the job done. It could take a bear down with shot placement. The same with any gun. With shot placement, you could take down any big wild animal. So here you go. This is my Glock, all right? Once again, this is my Smith & Wesson M&P. Get close up. All right, now, they both have the pig rail on the bottom, okay? So you can attach your light or your laser to whichever one you want. Let me let you see them like that. All right. They are beautiful. I must say they are both beautiful. All right, get the lighting on them right. Here you go. Now, if I have to choose which one performed best at the range, I'm going to go with the Smith & Wesson. Okay? Not because it's my new purchase, because first of all, comfortability is not a must with me. It's not. The gun has a purpose. It's for self-defense, and if you want to take it to the range, so sport shooting. When you sport shooting, comfortability does matter. Self-defense, it really doesn't matter. It's there to protect you. But some people want comfortability. The trigger, I love the way the trigger has that curve, so when you put your finger in that bowl, it's comfortable. And I like marker pins. Safe, not safe. Safe, not safe. So if you compare the triggers, the Glock trigger opposed to the Smith & Wesson's trigger, the Smith & Wesson has a little more of that curve on it. I'll hold it up by the white so you can see. There you go. See, the blinds will show the trigger. So the Smith & Wesson has that curve, that comfortability. Okay, the texture of the handle is really nice. And once again, you could change these back straps. I showed you that in the last video. I love the gripping on the slide. So when you pull the slide back, I mean, you can really grab it. Okay, I really don't care about the gills on the front of it. You have them right there. Okay, that's machined really well. The Glock is pretty basic, which nothing has to be fancy, it just has to work and be effective. So here you go. The Glocks are straight up and down. Okay, easy to rack it back. I broke this in, so this thing is flawless. When you break any gun in, it actually works better than it does when it's new. Remember that. When you break it in, that gun will, boom, it keep going. You might get a jam here or two with your new one, and if you had one that was in the family for like a year or 2 years, or you just been putting a lot of rounds to it, the one you put the most rounds in will work more effectively than that new one, because once again you got to break those parts in. Okay, these are all moving parts on this gun, on this slide. Your spring, the rod, the guide rod, and etc. So I just want to say what makes the Springfield, which makes the Smith & Wesson M&P 40 caliber excellent shooting gun. My targets were on point. I missed not one shot. I'm going to get up in a second and I'm going to show y'all that target, but I missed not one shot. All right, this is a 12 round magazine, and if I want to go ahead and put the 357 SIG rounds in here, I could do so. And correction on that video, the guy that sold it was wrong. He was the one that told me, so that's why I said what I said in the video. All I gotta do is buy a 357 SIG barrel like my subscribers and people was commenting in the video, so appreciate them comments. So you could go ahead and swap that out and shoot your 357 SIG. But what makes this an excellent shooter, people, I did this for a reason. I wanted weight. All right, this thing has some decent weight. The weight kept the recoil down. You understand? It helped me control that shot. So you won't see all of this boom, boom. You never see that with a gun in my hand anyway, because see that? Oh yeah, I keep that down. Gun is gonna do its thing. If anything, you get a maybe, you know, a slight pushback. But I keep the gun control. Always control a firearm. You do not want to drop a firearm at all. So it's a lot more comfortable than the Glock. I give it that, which I'm not looking for comfortability. Once again, it has a purpose. And I'm not at a shooting competition, so I just took it to the range. It's heavier than my Glock 32. Do I still trust my Glock 32? Oh yes, I trust that this thing is gonna let loose. Now, what I do like over the Smith & Wesson is when you tap that trigger on that Glock, it's going to respond with every round that's coming out of that magazine. All right, so what I'm getting at is it's feeding. The feeding of the magazine. When them rounds is going up in there, it's feeding and going through that slide, kick one out, kick another one in. Kick one out, pull another one in. Kick them out, pull them in, it's going. It's responding every time you go to tap that trigger. So with the Smith & Wesson, it did respond, but I will say the Smith & Wesson is a better shooter than the Glock. Okay, and I'm a Glock lover. Don't get me wrong, I'm taking a Glock over all guns, but this is a better shooter, and the reason why this is a better shooter is because of the weight. So not all Smith & Wessons are good. This just has some excellent weight. So when you're kicking off these rounds, this thing is just going, and your shot placements is right where you want them to be. All right, and if you got a target down there, you missing, you still hit the paper. All right, this thing, I trust this with my life. I will eventually start carrying this around for personal protection, but you already know that Glock 32 is going to be on the hip, without a doubt. When I pull this out, it's going to work. I bought this in 2010, y'all. 2010. And she's still ticking. I can't even count the rounds I put through it. Okay, I did the Glock torture test that everybody is doing. I went through every test known to man. Froze the gun. Threw it in dirt. Threw it in sand. Threw it up in the air. Hit the ground. Ran it over with my car one time. I didn't like run it over. I just rolled over it. And the polymer frame didn't even crack. Of course, you got to do it with the magazine in it. You'll crack it. And I shot this thing underwater 3 times. And it fired flawlessly. Not one misfire. And if you get a misfire, that's probably the ammo. Most people say that the firing pin never hit the back of the primer. But I disagree. And they say, well, you got to fill it up with water. But once you put it down in the water, it's in the water. But I let it sit in there for 30 seconds. And then I just was on the trigger, and it's on. I shot this thing back to back, bang, 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 underwater, and it went off. So this is the reliable one, but this here shoots a lot better than the Glock. You can hit your targets. You understand? And nothing against Glock. It's my favorite tool. So to all y'all Glock owners out there, love your Glocks, keep them. Law enforcement got them, etc. And law enforcement has Smith & Wesson as well. This right here, if you really want to hit, get you a Smith & Wesson. You might not like the weight, but the weight will help you. The Glock just got so much power. When you kicking them off, it's a light frame gun. Glock is light, it's female friendly. Remember that, it's female friendly. And they want it lightweight. So their law enforcement and military and etc. can run and do what they got to do with this, and it's still gonna keep letting off. So there it is. That's the Glock. I love the Glock, and there's things I do not like about the Glock. And I told you I love the Smith & Wesson, and there's things about the Smith & Wesson that I do not like. But the Smith & Wesson is well built. We'll see if it lasts 10 years like this gun did. We'll see if it does it. All right, so there you go. That's my thoughts on the Smith & Wesson and my thoughts on the Glock. Everybody stay safe, stay strapped, and let's keep on rolling.